Hi, my name is Wendy, and I'm going to walk you through how to check in our children at the registration. The first thing that we do is we will either ask the parent if they have a speed pass. If they have a speed pass, then we will scan the speed pass. See, this one hasn't been assigned, therefore it didn't come up. So what the next thing I would do is to actually ask the parent their last four of their telephone number, and if it's example 8183, and then search for the parent, find out exactly who it is that I'm checking in, and they will say you're checking in Celine. So then I would know this is Celine, so select Celine, and next. And then Celine comes up as a servant leader also, so she's actually going to be in the service. So Celine is assigned to Shock because she's 12 and she's in the 6th grade. So then I would select who Celine is and then do a quick check-in for Celine. Now there will also be times when we'll have to add a new visitor to the registration. So to do that, we would have them complete the form, and the form would enter their, like, whatever service it is that they were attending, entering the last name, the father's name, mother's name, their address, telephone information. And the key thing with the telephone is you want to make sure that the telephone number that you capture is one that they would reference frequently, because if there's a time that they come and they don't have like their speed card, then we'll ask them the last four of their telephone number, and that's another way that we could actually look them up. So to enter in the new registrant, we will just go with entering in, we'll say, starting with their number, say it's 111, search, and they didn't come up, so we want to add a new household, so we're going to do add new household. Then we'll enter the last name, which is Glass. Then we'll enter the first name of the father, which is George. Enter his birth date. And George. And we'll enter his birth date, being 01/22/1980. And then we'll add this number. Oh, we're gonna also add the speed card. I'm sorry. And the speed card, we would enter it by doing this. So that added the speed card. So now we're gonna add the next household number. Okay. We'll add Melissa. And her birth date, which is 04/20/1981. And then we'll add the next household member, which is now the child, which is John. Okay, and then we added John to the household, and then we're going to add the household. Okay, so now that we have the family checked in, we're going to rescan the card, the speed pass, and we're going to actually check John in. So we'll check John in. Next. So we have to assign John. So John is part of Shock, and he's in the 6th grade. So we're going to now print. Okay, and so when the tag prints out, we're going to give this tag to John, and we're going to give this tag to the parents, and we're going to explain to them that when they pick John up, that they need to make sure they maintain this so that they can actually pick John up at the end of service. The next thing we're going to do, because this is John's first time visiting with us, we're going to give John a VIP tag. And the VIP tag is important because it lets John know that, you know what, he's special today and he gets to be first on everything that happens at the power plant. What happens next is we have our greeter on the door, and our greeter will actually take John from this point and say, hey John, we're glad to have you with us today. Bring John into the power plant and show John around. So we'll tell John, you know what John, you're going to be first on everything that happens in the power plant, and there's a lot of exciting things going on today. So we have our rock wall, and let's walk over to it real quick. This is our rock wall. Normally there's a lot of activities and lines galore, but John, you get to be first on the rock wall. We have our basketball cage. You can go in here and just play and have an exciting time. Then John, what we have is videos too. This is our video game. You'll get to be first on videos. You can play any of the games that you want. And any kid that sees this tag and they know that you're here, they're going to get up and let you take over. That's exciting. The other thing we have, John, is we have our currency exchange. Normally it's open, you know, and it may even be locked today, but it isn't. But this is pretty exciting. With this, you get to earn zappers, and you'll learn more about those a little bit later. But you get zappers to get things that happen, you know, that's in here. So you accumulate points, but we'll go over that later. And the next thing we will do is we will introduce John to a buddy, so that during the service, John he'll get familiar with what happens in the service, but he'll do it comfortably because he'll have another person around his age to kind of sit through service with him and kind of just take him through and introduce him to other friends in the power plant. That's it.